You have the right under Pennsylvania law to defend yourself, even using deadly force, if you reasonably believe that someone else is about to cause you death or serious bodily injury. If you reasonably believe that that's about to happen, then you are allowed to use deadly force if, in fact, you were not at fault in creating the deadly situation. You were not the first aggressor, and that to the extent you have a duty to retreat, you have done so. The duty to retreat is very much a rule that is in flux. You may remember that right before the Trayvon Martin case, there was a great deal of discussion in the media about how some states have a duty to retreat, others don't. You'll want to check that because that's always in flux, that the statutes of various states are always in flux. But if you have a duty to retreat and you've done so, you were not the first aggressor and you are reasonably in fear of death or serious bodily injury, then you are allowed to use deadly force to defend yourself. The Commonwealth is not required to put the burden on you to prove self-defense. You merely have to raise the issue. And then at that point, the Commonwealth has to negate your claim of self-defense beyond a reasonable doubt. So long as there is evidence that you were in fact in reasonable apprehension of life or limb, we're not the first aggressor and have retreated to the extent necessary. So long as there's some evidence that is the case, then the prosecution is required to negate that claim beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the portion of the Mouzon case that I've given you that lays out the law on self-defense. And then in our next two videos, we're going to consider a couple of examples of the application of that rule.